Hello, it's me again. It's Anne from Snazzy Curations. How are you today? I hope you're having a good day. I was making these flowers and I thought I might do a little video on them. The nice flat paper flowers. I wanted some flowers that don't add too much bulk to the journals and to whatever you're making. So I thought these would be really good because they're very thin, as you can see. So yeah, they do the job and they look really pretty. I'm really liking them. So mostly they're just made of paper. Some I've put a bit of lace on them, some have got a bit of eyelash trim. You could use anything really. You could use some fabrics as well if you wanted to in the mix, just to add different textures and layers and dimensions. And then I've just been putting buttons, gluing a button onto top. So I've just these are just glued, and then you'll just, when you want to use them on your page, like on I've used one on a pocket here, made this pocket, and then I've just glued it on there. It's nice and thin and good. No, I'm enjoying making these. Okay, so I'll show you how I make them. I use lots of different papers. I've got some bits of painted papers that I've been tearing up and using. This is what we call here in Australia, we call it greaseproof paper. I think it's similar to deli paper. I think that's what it is, equivalent in America. So these are deli papers. I've put paint on some of these. This is just plain deli paper or greaseproof paper. And I've got sewing pattern paper. And I've got just some, looks like an old piece of line paper that I've just done lots of stamping and probably just cleaning off my brushes and things onto. And just normal book paper. So just use whatever you have. And all I do is, so the easiest way to get the circles, I find, is I just have a bit of a square, and then you fold that square in half, fold it in half again, so remembering where your fold is, so you need that fold in there so you don't cut into that, it'll just fall apart if you do that. And then fold that again until you have like a little pizza triangle. And then you can either tear, I like to tear, looks good. You can just tear the top off, and if you tear it, try and tear it pretty straight so that you've got an even, let's get my bin, sorry. So you've got a pretty even sort of a tear length. And then when you open it up, fumbling my fingers here, trying to open it, there we go. And you end up with a little bit of a shape, and depending on how you tear it, it can even end up with a bit of a flower shape. And then I scrunch it up just to distress it, just to give it a bit more texture. And curling it there. Alright, so, and I would do that to all the papers, and then of course you want to have different sizes. So for the center one, I find I use more colourful ones in the middle just to add a little bit of pop to them. So I'll just tear a piece of that off and fold that in half again, and then into a triangle shape. Then you can also use scissors to cut them, and you can use, I've been using these edging scissors. This is a Fiskars paper edger. It's the decal pattern, and if you can use them to cut as well, because it's a bit irregular. So let's put it in the bin. So you can just use all your scraps for this. It's a great way to use up your scrap bits of paper. Open that up, and I've got a little flower. So then I want something a bit bigger again. So I'll just grab a piece of this. Just tear a piece off. Like I said, this has to be roughly a square. Okay, so just fold, and fold, and I want it about there. So if you measure from the center out, you can see how far out you want. I might tear this one, I think. Tear that. Have a look. Oh, that's ended up too big, but that's all right. I'll use that for the back piece. And I might put some of the fabric tissue paper in here, I think. Yep, that'll be good. And half and half into a triangle, and then I'm just going to tear on the top a little bit more on that side. And if you tear like little bit of a pattern into it, you end up with a little bit of a pattern on your piece of paper that you've torn. Okay, I think it needs a little bit more still. I'm still looking a little. I might put in. I think I might put in. Let me have a look. I might put a bit of this deli paper that's got colour on it in between those two layers, I think. So I'm just going to fold that in half again, and into a triangle, and I probably want it about there, I think. So I'm just going to tear that off about there. That's looking pretty good, and I'll put that one in there. Yeah, no, I like that. A little bit more colour. Could probably be, might be a little bit smaller, maybe. I'll just tear a little bit more off it. Just fold that back up, and I might just tear a tiny bit more off, just so you can see that paper behind it. And when you make it into a triangle like that and tear it, it turns out to a pretty good circle. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, what I'll do now is distress and the edges. So for this one, I'm just going to use the brown, I think. Oh, this is VersaFine Vintage Sepia, and I'm just using that to go around the edges. This helps to define them a little bit more when they're set up against a piece of paper or whatever you're putting up. It just makes it more defined. And gives it a bit more of a aged look. Oh, get pink everywhere. I'll just use this. I'm just gonna go around the outside of edge a bit. Now I don't think I've scrunched this, no, so I'm just gonna scrunch it, give it a bit more of a distressed look. And just flatten that out. I might just actually, I've got this memento sweet plum. I might just add a little bit up to the outside as well, just to give it a little, bit of red here and there. Okay, that should do it. And for this one, I'm just going to do. Actually, I might do the plum on this one as well. So I'm just going to fold it up into, because it's very flimsy, I'm just going to fold it back up and use my little dabber and just dab the kind of the ends, just mush it around a bit on there. You open it up and then get to the places where you haven't kind of gotten. I think I need a bit more ink. A bit more over here. Actually, I'll just do it on there. It doesn't really matter if it goes on there. Doesn't matter at all. Okay. Yep, pop that on there. This one I'm going to use, I've got Versacolor, just these little ones. It's called Atlantic, and it's a really pretty blue. I'm just going to put some of that. I seem to have lost my excuse me, my dabber for this colour. I don't know what's happened to it. If you could see my desk, it's a bit of a mess. A bit hard to find anything at the moment, so I'm not sure if it's rolled off somewhere. I can't seem to find it, so I'll have to have a clean up and have a look for it. Okay, I'll just do a little bit on the edges. Now, did I scrunch this one? No, I don't think I have. So I'll just give it a bit of a scrunch. Just put the lid back on that too, so it doesn't dry out. Excuse me. Oh, I like that. The blue just adds a little bit of, I don't know, there's something, a little bit of that extra. Alright, my book page I'm just going to do with the sepia. Yeah, and feel free to really go to town on it. Like this one here, I'm just going to rub it a bit all over, give it a bit of a brown look. And I think I'll do this one with the sepia brown as well. And I think I might add a little bit of blue to it as well. Oh no, maybe I should add this gold. I got a little, can't even remember where I got it from, a little bit of gold. Oh, I think it's dried up. Oh, it's dried up. Never mind, I won't add in gold. I could get my gold one out, but I won't worry about it. I'll just add a bit of blue, like I was going to originally. A little bit of blue. And I need a button. Oops, sorry about that. Knocked the camera. Have a look, see what colour. I'm thinking something in the blue range. Oh, I do like that. I think that might do. This button's a little bit distressed like as well. I think I like that. And I've got a little bit of gold cord. I'm just going to use a piece here. So yeah, use as many scraps and things. I just had a little bit of this left over from something. Use as many scraps as you can for these sort of projects, because yeah, we tend to save everything and end up with huge piles of stuff that we need to use up. Just tie that in a knot. Just cut the ends off. And I might cut them a little bit shorter. There. Put that in the bin. Alright, so that one's ready for gluing. So you can use any paper glue. I'm just going to use, I've got this Elmer's wood glue. PVA glues, well, it is just PVA glue really. Put a little bit in the middle. I'll put the next layer on. Put a bit more on. And the next layer. And a little bit more. Another layer. A little bit more. And for the button, I've got this, it's craft glue. It's quick drying, and it's quite thick, and it's really good for these sort of things. Just put a bit in there. I think the PVA glue would still work fine, but I think this works just a little bit better, and it dries a bit quicker. Yeah, that's another one done. So you can make them any sizes that you wanted. You just make the size that you need. Yep. Just have to let it dry now. It's moving all over the place. I'll just put it up there. I'll make another one. I might use, see, I sat here the other night and just sat here and tore heaps of bits of paper already in circles, so I can just grab bits out ready to use, which makes it a bit quicker when you want to make something. So yeah, if you got a bit of spare time, and grab your scraps and just tear them all out or cut them, whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to grab a few bits out that I want to use. I might use that one. No, actually, I want to do a brown one. I'll show you the brown one. So I've got some brown paper from a shopping bag, and I'm just recycling it. So recycle things as much as you can. It's a great way to use stuff up and help the environment. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use a book page. I want some, I don't know if I've got any, I don't think I've got any sewing tissue paper, because it's a bit flimsy, it's a bit hard to do those. So I'm just going to make one of these. Oh, the other thing you could do, which I've done, I won't do it on this one, I'll do it on, as you know, I'll show you on this piece. Tearing's not very good, is it? Actually, I'll use this piece here. You can cut and you probably get a better square. Okay, what you can do is if you fold it in half again, and fold it in half again, and then one more time, so you get a really tight little triangle, and then get your scissors, well, cut the top off and cut it into like a petal shape. If you cut it into a petal shape, oh, I might have to open this up actually, and cut a bit of a, like that. Let's see how that turned out. And then you end up with a like a petal shaped one you could use in there if you wanted to. I've done that with this one here, if you can see that it's got the little petals there around there. Yeah, it just makes it look a little bit different. Yeah, so you can make those, and also tearing them like this one here I've torn. Let's see, how did I tear it? So I've torn it like in a love heart shape kind of thing, and it ends up like that, which is really pretty. So anyway, back to what I was doing. So the brown paper I want to use, and I want to use a piece of this. I'm just going to get the shape happening here. And I'm just going to tear it. And if it doesn't turn out real circular, it doesn't really matter either. Like this one's a bit squarish. That's fine. That might be a bit big actually. Might have to make it a little bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller. I'll just tear a little bit more off. Let's see. Yeah, that's a bit better. Might just do a little bit more. Oops. Oh, I blew that one now, didn't I? Ah, that's alright. It'll be fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. And put that one. And I'm going to use, I've got this greaseproof paper here. As you can see, I've oh, it's very glary, isn't it? I've used all my I make stamps, and then I've just stamped it full of different stamps, so I can when I use it for when I want to use it for doing things, it's all ready to go. So I'm just going to grab this piece here, fold it in half, fold it in half again and again. I might try and cut it with this time with my, yeah, it doesn't like this stuff very much, these scissors. Excuse me. See how that turned out. Yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, it's a bit big. A little bit more off. I'll just tear a bit off. A small piece. Okay, there we go. Looks quite good. I like that, and I might use a bit of eyelash trim, I think. Should I use that, or should I use the brownie coloured one. No, I might use the white. Might be too much brown otherwise. So I just cut a small piece, I don't know, about 10, 15, probably about 15 centimetres. I'm going to use that. So first off, I'm just going to distress this. And I think I'm just going to use brown for all these, the sepia brown. Let's go around the edges. And you can also go just to give it a little more. Might just do that on here. Just get the edges. Get that one. And this one, I don't know, I don't think it really needs anything. I think that's, maybe a little bit. Just put it on there and I still need something for the centre. I think something, what did I have? I had a little bright red one there. How does that look? No, I'm not loving it, but that colour might look really nice, I think. So I might just grab some more of, where is it? Some more of this Free Swift paper that I've, this is actually a deli print, a jelly plate. I think I've just used it just to get the paint off in between the layers. Just gonna grab, I only want a small piece really, so tear that, and I'm just gonna get the edge. Sorry if I'm going off camera. Just do the edges a bit. Yes, no, I like that. Alright, we're going to glue it. So with the oh, excuse me, sneezing. Oh dear. Okay. Let's put a bit of glue in here because I'm going to stick the eyelash trim in there. And I'll just stick it in there like that. I'll just add a little bit more glue there. And then I'll put the other piece on. A bit more glue. Put that one on. And that one. And the last one. Get could even use a bit of, oh, could have used that, could use a bit of this. This is just wound gauze. That would have looked good on here as well. That would look really good. Oh, I might just put it on behind it actually. Get it and just like that. And I'll just cut some of the excess off. So I might just a bit of glue on here. Pop that on. Just spread it out a bit so it pop that on. And then I might just wipe my fingers first, and I might just get a piece of, doesn't really matter what it is, just get a piece of this book page, tear it off, just this, go behind it and stick to the, and it'll hold it all in place. Oh, yeah, I like that. Now it just needs a button. Needs a button. Where's my buttons? There they are. I'm thinking what colour. I'm not thinking. I don't know. I'll just try some. What about like an orange colour? Oh no, because it's already orange, so it just drowns it. What about a bit of a blue? See if I can find that one's too big. Find one about the right size. Oh, what about this one here? Oh! Oh, what about the green? Actually, I think I like the green, or whatever you call it. It's more a teal. I think I quite like teal, I think. Yeah, no, I like the teal. And I might put a little bit of this gold cord in here. Go through this swing. The ends are starting to get all, there we go, got it. Just tie a knot. Tie a knot. And I'll just cut the excess off. And yeah, no, I like that. And I think I'll use the bit of this craft glue. Not too much. Hey. Yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, like I said, they look really cute once they're all dry, and that you can fluff them up a little bit if you want to. I quite like them just the way they are. They look quite cute. yeah, so that's it. That's pretty simple. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for stopping by. Please leave a comment below with any of your thoughts or ideas. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, please. Would help a great deal. And have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.